I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. The air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. What is this saying? All right, we're getting rid of that. Sorry, I was looking at some breaking news coming in on one of the three monitors in front of me. Oh, God. Everybody, breaking news coming in from I Want to Meet Kid Rock. This is important information in the Muncie area, specifically if you have guns and you know how to use them. Lock your doors to break-ins in the Muncie area at the same time. That's insane because it's like, what? It's 9:07 p.m.? Normal people don't break in at 9:07 p.m. People are awake. You're still moving around throughout the house. So obviously something going on, or someone's trying to clean a house, or someone's selling Girl Scout cookies. One of the three, those three things. So careful, everybody. It's a wild world out there. All right. So welcome. It's hey, listen, 560, episode 560. 40 more episodes, 39 more episodes. Well, so somewhere in there, you know where we're at. Till episode 600. Holy crap. And then you know what that means? We are only 400 episodes away until we reach 4 digits. I cannot wait. That will be amazing. That'll be like, that's like Joe Rogan type of stuff there. When you're tuning in to watch episode 1237 of the Political Spotlight, that'll be outstanding. Holy crap. Absolutely crazy. Hey, listen, if you enjoy what we do here, and I don't know what kind of heathens that you would be to not enjoy this, no matter what it is that we're talking about, everything, even if you hate what we talk about, if you dislike us, if you disagree with us, if you hate me strongly, still smash that like button, give us a thumbs up, and do what you're supposed to do. If you're watching this great program on some kind of a platform that doesn't give you the option to use your thumb and to give us a thumb and to show us your thumb and to love us with your thumb, then contact your host about how to move to a platform that will allow you to give us the thumb, because that's the best way to watch. But if you're here on Facebook or Twitter, we're okay with that, or Rumble, or if you're listening to the audio podcast, that's fine. If you're listening to the audio podcast, know that I especially, I love you because you're listening, but I also don't like you because it's a pain in the ass uploading the audio podcast version. Each night when I get done with the show and I think, okay, good, I'm done, then I think, oh, I still have more work to do because I've got to download the episode. I've got to get it uploaded it's just a pain in the ass, but I do it because I love you. So Rush Limbaugh, he never loved you. I love you. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good guys, bad guys, Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Libertarians. I know. They found me on Amazon Prime podcast. We're there. We're on iHeartRadio. If you want to get in your car and you listen to us on iHeartRadio, you can find us there. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Radio Public. Those are just a few of the names. You can go to our own link, which is, what is it? It's The Political Spotlight. No, wait a minute. I'm just saying some random words. Hold on. Let me put my eyes back in and determine what it is, where we are. It's something like that. It's one of those things. I've got it down here somewhere. Doot. I'm looking for it. Oh, right here it is. Yeah. Our audio podcast link is thepoliticalspotlight.fireside.fm. And you can listen to us there if you are so inclined. Okay. So, yeah. Hey, welcome to the Democratic Socialist. I think there probably aren't many here, but if they are, welcome, comrade. Okay. So let's see what we have on the agenda for this episode. Episode 560. We have a show to do. I've got I got actual work I need to do. Today was the 2020. Oh my God. I don't know what it is. Did I do this wrong again? Is this the 2026 organizational day? Or is it 2025? What organization day is this? This is what's stupid about our government. Let me find this out. I just think I found that, and it's really bothering me, man. Please, if you believe in prayer, say a little prayer right now that I didn't screw this up. Indiana General Assembly organizational day. Oh, please. 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 2026. Well, I'm going to hit that. I'm going to see what it says. Bang! I didn't. I got it right. The Indiana General Assembly held its 2026 Organization Day on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, which is the ceremonial start to the 2026 legislative session. During this event, both the House and the Senate adjourned until January 5th, 2026. And let me tell you, that has caused a lot of commotion, a lot of consternation and chaos and carrying on because, well, we'll get into that. Yes, organizational day, ladies and gentlemen. That's why, yeah, I know it takes, I know that they take over the night of the election, but I was just worried that they still called this 2025 because we're in 2025, and it kicked over because when they actually do the session, it's a 2-year session. So it's the session number that doesn't change, but the year does. So we are in the 2026 organizational session. So I am good there. We're good. And what that means is all of these idiots got together and they came in and they were on their best behavior. They were all doing, and here's the thing, not all of them even came together. How tacky is it? How horrible is it that as an elected state representative, there are only 100 of them, and as a state senator, there are only 50 of them. So that means there's only 150 of these people running around, and a couple of them can't seem to make it to the first day. That's like there were always these kids in school that every year they missed the first day of school because their parents took them on this vacation or something. I'm like, dude, who misses the first day of school? If you miss the first day of school, you're a weirdo. If you miss the first day of organization day, you probably should just resign your seat. Let's just call it how it is. Okay, so these folks were all down there doing what it is that they do, and they were. I thought about going, but it's just a bunch of bull crap, and I thought this is nothing big. I could pay attention, and I've been running around. I've got a lot of running. I had some running yesterday to do. Was down in Boone County for the press conference. We've got to be City of Muncie. I've actually tomorrow at 10. They're doing a media press, a media event at the Delaware County Sheriff's Department for getting the information for the line of duty death funeral procession that they're going to do on the Friday and Saturday. So I've got that first thing in the morning, and then tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. There is a press conference that we'll talk about here in just a few moments that I've got to cover. So I thought, I don't need to go down to Indy today for this. They can have their fun, and I will get there when it's serious and the work is going on. We'll see what happens. So that's when I'll be there, and when we're making the sausage and seeing what's happening. So a couple of interesting things occurred today during the organizational day. It's supposed to be a very very ceremonial day. People are supposed to be happy, and it's kind of very, very similar to like the first day of school. It's nothing gets done, and everybody's just finding out where your locker is and who your teachers are and who you sit next to. Look at this interesting picture, and I want to thank our friends over at Indy Reporter for this picture. But look at this very interesting picture that Indy Reporter captured. And it's very telling about how things are going so far in the Indiana government, and specifically in the Braun administration. Here, ladies and gentlemen, are your governor and lieutenant governor taking part in the ceremonies of today. And look at this. I think it's captioned with, "I hate it when mommy and daddy fight." Very, very interesting. Somebody said they needed to leave. They needed to leave enough space for the Holy Spirit. I just don't understand. Beckwith has his arm around his imaginary friend. And so this is just a really weird thing. I guess this is what happens. Someone else said that this is what happens when the marriage was arranged. I thought that was pretty good too. You can just tell that there's no love lost here. These two men do not Homer's mad at Quagmire. All right. I love it. How crazy. So yeah, you can tell things are not okay at home. So that's rather interesting. But what I thought was probably the most important, and in my opinion, we've been listening to this redistricting nonsense going on since July now, right? Okay. Braun calls for a special session, and the House is running around picking up new votes in favor of redistricting, like every day. Hey, we got more votes here. We got more votes here, because the House, even though there's more of them, the HRCC, the people in charge over on the House side, they have it more locked down, because the House is kind of like, the House is similar to like middle school, and the Senate is like high school. Or I guess moreover, it would probably be better to say the House is like high school and the Senate is like college. So on the Senate side of things, they think we're distinguished here and we can kind of let our people roam a little bit freer. That they don't have the noose around their neck so tight. But on the House side, those in charge, the powers that be, they don't let their people get too far out of pocket. So they are able to rein them in pretty easy. Generally, everybody goes along with the plan because everybody's in on it. It's basically, a one size fits all. Everything's okay for everybody because we're all on the same team. And how dare anybody ever question anything? That can't happen. We won't let it happen. And so that goes on. Well, for the first time in a very long time, the adults in the room, the Senate, they said, "Hey, we're not okay with this. We're gonna listen to the people for just a minute, for a change, And so they've bucked up and aren't going to do what Trump wants. They're not going to do what. And listen, I'll be honest. It's got nothing to do with Trump. It's got nothing to do with Trump. Contrary to Trump's belief, he is not the end all be all. He's not that important to the people that he believes that he's that important to. Like, I like some things that he does, and I dislike some things that he does. And it just is what it is. I feel like the people in Indiana really do, the good, hardworking men and women that make up the Hoosiers. I'm not talking about the elected officials. They are comfortable in their beliefs and their thoughts. And if they're not happy with something, they're okay with it. So this just happens to be a time where enough people were able to speak out, apparently, that the Senate, or at least several people in the Senate, the state Senate, that is, they understand, hey, this isn't a good look. So they've bucked up on this. Well, what's interesting here is, just don't tell Trump. What's interesting here is the Senate has been saying, like, no, we're not going to be a part of this since before Braun even said it. Okay. Well, now, since Friday the 14th, everybody out here that is in favor of redistricting has been saying, but we need a vote. We don't want Bray to just, we didn't just elect Bray to make the vote for everybody. We have these other 49 senators, and we want to hear from them, and we want to hear from the state house. We want to hear from everybody. We want to vote. Okay. I can say this. I can say that. I can say, maybe don't just kill it. We talked about that last night. Go to the special session. Do what you need to do. And just vote and kill the damn thing. Do it that way. Go do the special session so you can take care of business with the tax code and vote and kill the redistricting through your votes. I'm fine with that. We don't need to kill the special session. We just need to kill the redistricting if that's the way that it goes. Well, for everybody that's been saying, we need a vote, we want to vote, we don't like it like this, we want to vote. They decided to have a rally today inside the State House. So it was Organizational Day on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. And yes, as I've said, the one thing that was able to keep me square with when Organizational Day was for the last 6 months, knowing that it was November 18th, it's because my youngest brother turned 26 today. Happy birthday to Jacob. Jacob turned 26, so happy birthday to my brother. But that's the way I was able. I linked it in with Jake's birthday, and I was able to understand that Organizational Day was today. And so I also then heard that they were going to, on top of Organizational Day, they were going to have this rally. They were doing this great big rally. And what's interesting to me is generally when you hear people talking about doing a rally at the State House, you don't do something like that without having your ducks in order, and you have everything lined up, and you're doing things, and it's going to be a pretty big deal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you a picture of the Red for Redistricting rally today that they had. As Kate said, Kate knows what's coming. Kate said it was a great big rally. How was the crowd? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you know the crowd was this big. It was oh my God. I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised they were able to fit these people in the State House. I've never seen a bigger rally at the State House. So needed extra security for that crowd. I really I don't know how these people, look, they have a right to do and say and push and fight for the redistricting if they want. Sir Ballman says, so Braun ignores the rally for property taxes, but we should care about redistricting with this tiny crowd. Isn't it strange? Isn't it strange how he works? How his mind works? Very, very, very interesting. Now, in contrast, I want to show you what a rally looks like where it's monstrous at the State House. And this was the rally for the property taxes that was held back in the spring on St. Patrick's Day. and that is this rally. And honestly, and I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so I don't want to make you think that I'm hiding something. Going back to this picture for a minute, there are more people at this rally than this. There are more people. In all fairness, there was probably maybe another group probably half this size, or I'll even be fair and say, if you can see, because first of all, not everybody in this picture is for the rally. Most of these people, can you see my cursor? Can you see my cursor on the screen? Just barely. Most of these people in this back row, like all of these people, are press. These are all press people, okay? Press people or state house people, state house lackeys. The people who were there for the protest are the people in red, and these folks that are back here. These are the protest people, okay? And so, to be fair, there was probably a group of people about that size more that were there throughout the day. But really, it was a small ass group of people. Kate's saying reports that she's finding say only a few dozen people came to the rally. Now, in contrast, this is not even remotely. So there are several stairwells going up and several levels in the State House, and there are this many people all throughout the building. This room that we're in here, if you go back here where this X is on the screen, this is to the back. And if you go back here, the room goes and goes, and it spills out into different hallways. There were people everywhere here for this. Okay. This is what a rally looks like. This is, a couple friends coming for a sleepover, or, this is not, I would say, man, I can't recall if they said that there were 1,200 people, that there might have been 1,200 at one point. All in all, throughout the entire time, at any given time at the rally, there might have been 400 or 500 people at one given time back in the spring. But at this event, I mean, at any one given time, this was probably the total amount of people that you see on the screen. So that's interesting. And it's kind of hard to see. I know there are some pictures out there that show, give me a second here. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see here. There were a couple of pictures that showed, let me do it this way. $11, $18, $25. There were some Diego Morales and the Micah Beckwith. Let me see here. Let me go to my profile. They were there in the crowd, and they here we go. Oh yeah, okay. Here we go. Here's the picture they took. So we'll be fair. We'll show the positive picture. Here we've got we've got Diego and McFarland, the lieutenant governor. And you know what really gets me is the fact that Diego is like tainted. He's not somebody that anyone should be partnering up with. And the fact that Lieutenant Governor Beckwith is leaning so far over into Diego's corner is really problematic, in my opinion. And the fact that his sycophants continue to be okay with his involvement with Diego is very odd. Very, very odd. Okay, so here, all right, this is great. This shows you basically the picture that we were looking at from where they were, and it really shows you. I mean, they're honestly just we're not that many people there. It just wasn't. This did not pull what they thought that it was going to pull, I guess. I don't know. Maybe what do we say? Oh, because it was raining. Well, they're not outside, so I just interesting, and it's not like there's not any really big crazy people here. Now, what's interesting here is you see this, give us a roll call vote. Give us a roll call vote. Give us a roll call vote. Well, for those people that want the roll call vote, now, we don't have a roll call vote from the House, but we know that the House is okay with coming back. And we'll talk about that here in a moment. But what we do know is the Senate voted, and I want to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So, okay. Here's what we have on this. This is the Senate vote. The vote here is vote yes to come in on January 5th. So if you voted yes here, you are basically saying, I don't want to do a special session, and are more or less stating, I'm not in line with redistricting. And so if you voted yes, you're in green, and you wanted to come back on January 5th. If you voted no, you're in red. And if you voted no in red, you are somebody that wanted to come back on December 1st, so a whole month early, and you wanted to do that because you're in line with early voting. Now, let's take a look at this. We've got Scott Alexander. Scott Alexander is still voting for redistricting. He wants to redistrict. Gaskell wants to redistrict. Okay. I'm looking here. Rotz is there for redistricting. Koch, let's see, Maxwell, Zay, Young, Baldwin. Okay. So for those people saying we want to vote, well, here's your vote. Here's your vote. Now you can do whatever you want to do. Have at it. Go primary these people. I still don't know of these folks which ones are up and which ones aren't. I am going to get that information. I'll have that by the end of the week. 43% of voters in the latest poll said they would be less likely to vote for a senator who supported redistricting. That's very interesting. Put that up on the screen, Kate. Put that up there. That's good. Yeah. 43% of voters in the latest poll said they would be less likely to vote for someone who supported redistricting. That means 43% of voters do not want redistricting or do not want to vote for someone who's even just in support of it. So this is pretty interesting. Bray doesn't vote. He normally doesn't vote. He's the speaker, not the speaker. Excuse me. He's the pro tem. He's the president pro tem. The speaker is Todd Bray on the House. This is the state Senate. And then Buck was excused, and Missler was excused. I don't know what the deal is there. Interesting on who voted yes on coming back, which means they did not want to move forward. Good was there. Remember, Good is the man who was swatted. His house was swatted. They called in a fake police report to his house. And actually, he said that, what did they say? They said that someone had come in and killed him and his entire family. They had... Well, yeah, Catherine, absolutely. Well, and it'll be interesting to compare these maps and to see, not these maps, these vote tallies, and to see how they intersect and the same. I'm sure that the same people are doing the same things in a lot of ways, but you can see. It's interesting that, again, all of these senators, the ones that stood firm and voted to come back in January 5th, they are standing tough, even though they've been taking a lot of shit over the last several days. And see, the thing is, why this matters is the deadline for congressional filing is January 5th. It's not the same thing as the state. Like the state and local filing just opens up at that point. The congressional filing deadline to file to run for Congress is January 5th. So if we don't have any of them that come back, if they don't come back before January 5th, if January 5th is the day they come back, then they can't do anything, because in order for people to know what's going on, we have to have the maps. We have to know what the districts are. And this just would not be enough time for everybody that's talking about what's going on in Texas. Even Texas got it done, but now there's a big fight down in Texas because they're saying that the judges are saying, we're not accepting these maps. So it's not just as easy as Well, we voted and it's done, because obviously anything can be taken to court, and then you have that whole thing that plays out. So, you just have to use a little bit of common sense. So this is definitely interesting. So for everybody saying we want to vote, we wanted to vote, we wanted to vote. It's been started for a while, Catherine. And of course, what we're talking about is federal. We're talking about federal. So give me a second here. Let me see here what it says. Yeah, let me see what this says. Give me a second here. I'll look. Let me see. I'll have to go back and look. I'm not going to waste any time doing it here. I'll have that for tomorrow. When the thing is, or if somebody can find that, I don't know. Okay. So, Kate, if just when you get a second, could you look that up? When the congressional filing started and when it ends, just when you get a second. Okay. So next up, just because, however, the Senate did what they did today doesn't mean it's like a done deal. Because Governor Braun made some statements today that's letting people know that he's still not completely done, that he might get real tough here real soon. Indiana Governor Mike Braun on Tuesday made his most overtly political threat to Republican state senators that are not so interested in redistricting over early congressional redistricting, saying he'd look for ways to compel them to act, and vowing to support primary challengers for those that do not. Braun's rebuke came shortly after a deep divide among Senate Republicans was exposed, with a typically routine vote on adjourning Tuesday's procedural organizational day until January. Votes in the Senate and the House set January 5th as the date lawmakers will return to the State House and start the new legislative session, not on December 1st as previously planned, to take up President Donald Trump's wish for Republican-led state to draw more GOP-friendly U.S. House districts ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. The Senate adjournment resolution was approved by a 29 to 19 margin. All 10 Democratic senators supported the resolution, while Republican senators split 19 to 19 on whether to back Senate Pro Tem Roderick Bray's decision last week against meeting in December on the grounds of too little support for congressional redistricting to pass the chamber. The Senate's action sidestepped Braun's call for special legislative session that was to have started on November 3rd, which again, I said way back when The moment they did that, the moment they bucked him on coming back on November 3rd, I said it would never happen. If he allowed them to do that, they would figure out a way to kick the can a little bit further, and then they wouldn't have to play. And that's exactly what they did. With Braun's responding on Tuesday that it's time now for our state senators to commit to showing up for work. Unfortunately, Senator Rod Bray was forced to partner with Democrats to block an effort by a growing number of American First senators who wanted to have vote on passing fair maps. Now I'm left with no choice other than to explore all options at my disposal to compel the Senate to show up to vote, Braun said. I will support President Trump's efforts to recruit, endorse, and finance primary challengers for Indiana senators who refuse to support fair maps. Braun's office did not answer questions from the Indiana Capitol Chronicle or anyone else about what steps that could mean, what he can do to compel them. In a statement to the Capitol Chronicle, Bray downplayed the dispute. Senate Republicans may have a difference of opinion on the policy matter with the governor, and that happens from time to time. But we are committed to pursuing policies that will make life better for Hoosiers, and we will continue to look for ways to collaborate with the governor, Bray said. Redistricting is not happening the right way, Bray went on. Redistricting supporters wanted Indiana lawmakers to craft maps with all 9 of the state's congressional districts favoring Republicans. They'd be based on a 2020 census data like the current maps are. Those were drawn by Republicans in 2021 and maintained a 7-2 GOP majority, with Democratic Frank Mervan holding the 1st district in northwestern Indiana and Democrat Andre Carson holding the 7th district, which covers much of Indianapolis. Bray told reporters Tuesday that redrawn maps wouldn't guarantee an automatic 9 Republican Hoosier members of Congress. Bray said he wants to see Republicans maintain the U.S. House majority, but that he and other GOP didn't favor redrawing the 2021 maps. I'm not sure that a number of members of our caucus, at least I'm included in that number, don't feel like it's the right way to move forward simply because it's not the right way to get that goal achieved, Bray said. Hoosier Speaker Todd Houston, however, on Tuesday said that House Republicans have the necessary votes to address this issue, and we stand ready to get the job done. Houston adjourned the House until January 5th, but he told the House to members to remain prepared for the possible return during the first 2 weeks of December. My hope is that with our great colleagues in the Senate, we'll embrace this, and then we'll all return in early December for a special session to pass new maps, Houston told reporters. This has been a fluid situation for a while now, and it will continue to be fluid, I'm sure. Despite Indiana being among Trump's targets for congressional redistricting since August, Houston maintained that Republicans haven't settled on a new map plan. We haven't gotten that far, he said. Had some conversations, but we haven't gotten that far. Trump rebukes the senators yet again. Trump has used social media in the recent days to rebuke Bray and other Republican senators who don't support the redistricting. Trump did so again today, Tuesday, with the post that said, Braun must produce on redistricting. I won Indiana in a landslide, the most voters ever gotten in the state. Such an honor. A Rhino State Senator Roderick Bray, who doesn't care about keeping the majority in the House and in D.C., is the primary problem, Trump's post said. One senator seemingly switched his position on redistricting. Senator Jim Tomes of Wadesville, Republican, had been counted as a no for weeks, but clarified on the Senate floor Tuesday that when push comes to shove, he would vote yes in support of Trump. Senator Travis Holdman of Markle came out in opposition on Tuesday. The message from my district has been clear. They do not support mid-cycle redistricting, and therefore I cannot support it, Holdman said in a statement. The current standing among the 40 Republican senators who have publicly stated a position on redistricting is 15 in favor and 10 against. Several other senators Senate Republicans declined to state their position, with some wanting to see the proposed map first. Braun sees redistricting as a fight in the first inning. Braun sat alongside Houston and Bray during the unrelated event a couple hours ahead of the afternoon floor session. Neither of the legislative leaders nor the governor spoke to the few dozen people attending a pro-redistricting rally feet away, which drew redistricting advocates Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith and Secretary of State Diego Morales. Braun suggested to reporters Tuesday morning that the House could advance a redistricting bill even without the senators in the State House. The House is already publicly out there for it, anxious for them to get a bill out there that they send to the Senate, Braun said. Tuesday's Senate vote also divided Republican leaders there. Bray and Holdman, who hold the number 3 leadership position as Majority Caucus Chair, voted to adjourn until January, while Senator Majority Floor Leader Chris Garton, the second-ranking leader, voted against the resolution. Braun maintained that the momentum was building in favor of Indiana going along with Trump's redistricting push. When the decision was made by Senator Bray, that's because it was so close, Braun said. With all the pressure, all the stuff that's going on to come from here forward, this is just in the first inning, so we're going to see what happens. That's totally insane. That's totally insane. And the fact that these people think that they're going to get crazy primary challenges, if these people like Travis Holdman stand up against this and they do the right thing, and then they are faced with a crazy primary challenge with a lot of money being thrown behind their name, the people in their districts will remember that they actually stood up and did the right thing, and they will vote for Holdman over whoever's put in. I truly believe this is a great example that will show if you're actually an elected official who will do the right thing, and even if it is done and you don't win, or they throw someone in at you, if it's hard and everyone is coming after you, your people will remember that. And I truly believe that he would overcome a challenge by doing the right thing if he continues to hold on and do the right thing. Kate says, I don't understand this BS from Braun saying we need maps free from dim gerrymandering. Who has made the last couple? Yeah, right. That's what I don't understand. We've made the maps. The Republicans have made the maps. We made it last time. We made it the time before that. I think we maybe even made it the time before that. I don't understand. And I saw you say that, Kate. I don't understand. I know. What's up?
Listen, I was in like 3 different places looking for it. And everything I'm seeing saying it opens January 7th and goes through February 6th. Just
maybe
like
that's what I the deadline for the maps. When is January 7th?
I think it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday. Give me a second. I'll tell you. January 7th is a Wednesday.
Are you sure? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking at the wrong year.
I'm looking at a calendar.
Me too. I was looking at the wrong
for
calendar.
2026.
Yeah, I was looking at 2025 still.
That's because you're a dork.
Okay, yes. The 7th is a Wednesday.
So
yes. So what I think now that the filing periods remains the same.
Because I remember people talking about driving down, and it was like the same time, I was helping other people fill out.
Yeah. The deadline for the maps so that people can know to file. So I think that that's the correct. I think that the maps have to be in by the 5th.
Right.
Because
filing
opens on the 7th. And you can't have people filing for congressional districts if we're still arguing where those districts are on the 10th of January when filing has opened on the 7th. That's what it is. So I
was confused when you
apologize for
said it, but I'm not going to argue with you.
No, I'm glad. No. I'm glad that you pushed
I thought
on that.
maybe I was just losing my mind,
No,
which is always a possibility.
Right. I hear you there. No, I appreciate that very much. So to clarify, I didn't think that sounded right, but I knew that I had heard that. So the filing, for anybody that's interested, the filing for local office, for state office, or for federal office is January 7th. It starts on the 7th and it goes until February, what? 6th? Goes until February 6th. So January 7th till February 6th at noon. But the deadlines in order for the state to have the districts in is the 5th. So there we go there. I do want to put this up. We read that piece from the Capitol Chronicle, but I do want to put let you hear the Speaker of the House. I do want to let you hear his hold on. And it sounds like, I hate to say this is breaking news. It sounds like, man, what's going on in Boone County? It sounds like Boone County units seem to be shutting down roadways on 421 to assist Clinton County with an officer that was shot in the line of duty. Don't know what's going on in Clinton County there with thoughts and prayers, whatever's happening, thoughts and prayers with them there. And it sounds like an officer who was shot in the line of duty. Our thoughts and prayers go out to that officer. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening there, but that's just some breaking news. Yeah. All right. Now I want to let you hear this this comment from Speaker of the House Todd Houston, and let you hear what he's got to say here.
I would remind members that we are still under the timeline of the special session. I have informed the House Republican Caucus that I would continue to keep the first 2 weeks of December clear on your calendars for potential business. That I would remind members that we are still under the timeline of the special session. I have informed the House Republican Caucus that I would continue to keep the first 2 weeks of December clear on your calendars for potential business.
Okay. So it's going to be interesting to see if they push that. It's going to be really crazy if they come back and they actually put forward a bill and they're doing the work and the senators are saying, no, we're not going to do it. It's going to be interesting. And it's really going to be interesting to see what Governor Braun is talking about, looking at what his possible options are to compel the Senate to come in and do the work. That's going to be interesting. It it could get really, really crazy. So we'll continue following that. Although I was not at the State House today, I am still planning, if they do go into some form of special session, be it the full General Assembly with the House and the Senate, I will be down there for that. And if they go into some kind of half special session with just the House going to work, I will go down for that as well. And I will be there. Regardless if they go for the special session in December or not, when they do go back in session in January, I am planning to go during the first couple days of the first session, of the first week of the first opening session, to get more of a kind of boots on the ground there when they're starting to do everything, because that is a real crazy time when they're firing off a couple different things. So I'm gonna spend some time down there this year to bring some information back, because we're definitely going to follow what goes on at the State House, specifically following anyone and everybody who is challenged. And we're going to follow what's going. They're all challenged, but I mean challenged politically, and we're going to follow that. So I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, turning from the State House now back here to our lovely city of Muncie, Indiana. We've got some big news, folks. We've got some big news coming, and it's coming tomorrow. So first, when we first opened up the show tonight, I told you that tomorrow morning there is a media meeting. It's not like a press conference. It's not. I don't think it's specifically open to the public. I don't know that it's not, but it's just going to be about the kind of the parade, the procession route for the funeral, and everything that goes on for the funeral for the officer at the end of the week and then to the weekend. So it'll be that. But the big deal, the big news is tomorrow at 1:30. I will be on the third floor of the Muncie City building, because today at 2:55, myself and several other media folks from Indianapolis, Ball State, all of the main news sources in Indianapolis received a release of a press conference from the communications director of the city of Muncie, and the press notification read as follows: Mayor Ridenour will be holding a press conference tomorrow, Wednesday, November 19th at 1:30 at City Hall on the third floor. A calendar invite will follow. Please respond to the invite if you plan to attend. And the press conference is to announce important information regarding Muncie City Parks. Interesting. What does that mean? Honestly, most people would read that and think, okay, what, they're going to plant some more trees. I don't think it's going to be. Well, so the first thing tomorrow morning is not a press conference, really. It's not going to be like recorded. It's going to be just to find out, like, if the press want to set up for the funeral to get pictures of the cars. The thing in the morning's not like a press conference per se. It's just kind of a meeting to find out where information is. This thing that Ridenour's doing is also not going to be a happy press conference, I don't think. So I'll be honest, I've reached out to sources, and I'm still going to be reaching out between now and 1:30, because I always like to know what happens beforehand. You know how we do around here. I asked what this was. I've asked sources what this was, and the one thing I can tell you is this is not, quote unquote, about Muncie Parks. It's about one specific park. Anybody want to take a guess? This press release is about Prairie Creek. It's, in my opinion, only going to be about Prairie Creek. I feel as if they specifically didn't say that it was Prairie Creek as to not allow people to start assuming what it would be. So I think that they tried to hide that under the the heading of City Parks. No, it's not going to be about City Parks. It's going to be about the Prairie Creek Reservoir. And I have so far not been able to squeeze out of anybody what this is going to be about. I will tell you that I did receive one message from a person that works with city government and was told that I need to be there, and was said that this would definitely be a press conference of interest for me to attend and to gather the information. So I said, yes, I will be there. I've already made the notification that I will be there at 1:30, and we will be there. I'm still trying to get information, still trying to find out what this is. I did hear from one person, and I said, is this going to be good news or bad news? And I heard what I was told was it depends. Now, this is coming after tonight. Well, if the notice came before, but there was a Muncie City Parks meeting this evening. I have not been able to attend that meeting, and I've not been able to listen to it via stream. So I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to go back and listen to that this evening and find out what was discussed, if anything, in the Parks Board meeting. But I will tell you that I was told a couple days ago that so a couple weeks back, former counselor Troy Ingram was on, and he told us that he had received a message that he will not be allowed to have a space back next year. And I was then told, when I started looking into this, that there was a list of either 26 or 29 names of people who received notice that they were not going to be welcomed back. They would not be having a space next year. And I said, well, can anybody tell me what was the process to decide, out of all the people that's out there, what was the process to decide which 26 or 29, I forget which number it was. It was either 26 or 29. Let's just say 26. What was the process that these 26 people were picked? Did they pick them out of a hat? Did they pick them, what did they do? And I was told, and I don't know how credible this is, but I was told that the 26 people that were picked were individuals who had wastewater violations. And I said, okay, who? Okay, so like you guys went looking for this. So you basically, they went and they're like, well, we've got to kick some people out. So let's kick the people out that we've had problems with. And I didn't get a response back to that. Excuse me. I hate doing that live on the air. But I was told that there is an appeals process, and that if anyone that received one of those letters files an appeal and goes through the proper process, I was told that more or less all 26 of those people could win the appeal. So what's the point in doing it? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you pack your girlfriend up and kick her out of the house just to say, okay, come on back, baby. I lied. You know, if you've got these people gone, keep them gone. It doesn't make any sense why they would do that. That's just absolutely crazy. So I'm going to look into that. We'll look into that. We'll find out. Hopefully we'll have a chance to ask questions tomorrow. Sometimes when Ridenour does press conferences like this, he will give us the information and then he just is done. And sometimes he will give the information and he provides time for questions at the end. I always love to ask him questions because it always throws him off and he's not sure what's going to come out of my mouth. So I always like to ask him questions. So we'll have to find out. That's what they're doing now. If you have had issues, you're out. Yeah. But it's like, if you've had issues, you're out. But if you apply for a appeal, if you appeal it, then okay, come on back. We're sorry. We miss you. We want you back. I don't know. Very strange. So I will be there. I do not know if it's going to be live streamed, and I am not going to live stream it. I'm going to show you guys something here. Let me see if I can find this. Give me a second. Yeah, I just got done watching the last one, Jackie, and so I watched that because you recommended that. And after this email was sent out today, when I found out that the board meeting was there, I was like, oh, I got to watch that. But I wasn't able to watch it before tonight's show. So I'm definitely going to watch it when the show ends. But I want you guys, I want to show you this really quickly. I'm going to try to find an example. Give me a second here. Okay, let me show you here. Show you what we've got. Okay. So I'm going to show you here. Okay, right here. Here we go. So when I go places live, like I can't. Let me show you here. Stand by. This is how I'm going to do this. We're getting a little bit of behind. This is how the sausage is made here. Okay. Okay. So when I go live, like for example, I was live at the press conference yesterday. The camera that I use is a decent camera. It's a high quality. It's a camera. It's a Canon XA10 professional PAL camcorder XA10E B&H photo video. This is the camera that I use. Right here. This is the camera. Okay. I don't have problems with video. I've never had problems with video. In the past, when I've went live places, I've either used that camera or I've used my phone or sometimes I haven't used my phone. Sometimes I've used a tablet. Okay. And the problem when you do that is you're using the recorder off the phone. Well, as you guys are aware, like I don't cheap out on equipment. I try to use the very best equipment that I most possibly can use. Okay. I do, you know, what I can with equipment because I want equipment to be decent. Okay. And I try to make everything as good as possible. So, like, for example, here's the soundboard I use. Here's the computer. Here's the new computer. Okay. So I use the best equipment that I possibly can. So in the past, when I've used my camera or the pad, like the iPad or whatever, the sound quality has always sucked. Okay. So then I went out and I bought these wonderful things right here that you get. These little microphones that you get and you plug into your camera, and you put this way up by the person, and it's supposed to work. But I'm going to tell you, it only works if the Wi-Fi is good, if you've got good shit on the Wi-Fi. And I've never, ever liked it. And I'll be honest, it's never worked for me. That's what I used yesterday. And the audio was shitful. It's not good. And I don't even care if the video is not good. I don't care about the video. The audio is what is needed. And so I've got to a point where if I can't jump somebody else's feed, I don't do it. It would be much better and much easier for me to go and to take notes of what's happening, for me to use a little pocket recorder to record that doesn't take the audio, record, and then be able to play that sound if I need to, and then to just report back to you. Well, at the press conferences and at every other thing that I've been to, the Bluetooth stuff just sucks unless you have Wi-Fi that's decent to help back it up. It does not work the way that it's supposed to work. Well, when you go to these press junkets that you go to, like yesterday and other things, here's what's missing. The news stations are using microphones like this. Okay? They're using microphones like this that you see up on the desk, and you could see it yesterday, that are XRL cables that are like my cable on my mic that has the three prongs that plugs in to my soundboard. And they run that cord all the way and they connect it to their camera, and the camera they use looks like this. It's on this big tripod. It's much bigger, and it's a much bigger camera than, say, like the camera that I use. This camera does not have a way to plug information into it. It doesn't, not information. I was looking at the thing. I got that in my brain. I was reading what I was saying what I was reading. It does not have a way to plug in the XRL cable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have recently found, after yesterday's event, I found the camera that I need here. It's this camera. And as you can see right here on the side, right here, we'll blow this up. It's got 1, 2 XRL 3-pronged mic cables. It has one for the microphone on top that comes down here and wraps around and plugs in. It also has a second plug in for one of my microphones that I could take and plug in. So this camera is more in line with the cameras that the media use. It's a little salty. It's a little salty. So I'm going to have to hope that I was really good this year, and Santa Claus sees fit to help the political spotlight deliver this down my chimney. In the grand scheme of things, it's not too terribly bad. I could buy this brand new for right at about $1,100. I could get a used camera for probably in the area of $700 to $800. And so, we're making money here. You got to invest. You have to invest to move upwards. So I really am tired of the cheap alternatives. I'm really tired of trying to use junky ass tablet equipment and whatnot. And so I'm going to invest. I've always said the problem is the sound. The camera I can deal with. We've got a good camera, but I can't hook sound into that camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy me a little bag. I'm going to have a camera like this. I'm going to put padding in it. I'm going to get this camera. I'm going to hook me a cord in, get a couple extension XRL camera cords, and we'll put it in. Stumblefoot, thank you. You don't have to do that. I very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate that. You do not have to do that. No one here has to do that. Listen, here's how you guys can help me. Here's how you guys can help me. You can help me seriously by hitting the like on the video. You can help me by sharing the videos, by spreading the word, and by hitting like and getting the information out. Because the more people, anything to get a clearer picture. You asshole. The picture's not the problem. It's the sound. That's hilarious. But once I'm able to do this, it won't be so bad, because I know this. That's the whole thing. The sound. It's the issue with the sound. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the perfect example. And this is what kills me here. So yesterday, I go to Whitestown yesterday, and we do our thing. Get there. I line up right in the row of the camera people. we do our thing. Get set up. We're professionally set up. Okay. Here we are. Got everything going. We're ready to rock and roll. And I'll show you here. Okay. Prior to this man coming in, you see these cords on the ground? Those cords are going to their cameras, exactly like I was telling you. Now, there are other microphones on this desk, but they're wireless. I took my little wireless DJI or DIJ camera mic and put it up there, but it wasn't like, I should have been like, hey, would you clip this on your lapel? If he would have done that, there would have been perfect audio. I want you to listen to this for a second. Oh, oops, I screwed up here. Hold on. Let me do it this way. Okay, so here's the sound. Why is that doing that still? Hold on. Share screen. Okay, let's see if this works.
A comprehensive examination, Boone County Prosecutor's Office has filed one count. That count being voluntary manslaughter, which is to knowingly kill while acting under sudden heat as a level 2 felony. This has been charged against Kurt Anderson of Whitestown, Indiana.
So the sound is okay periodically. It's there. It's kind of in and out, in and out. The picture's okay. It's there. And here's what kills me. Because it was live, we were there, a shit ton of people watched this. Well, after the video, I then do my thing. I do it. I make it as good as I possibly can. I then pull over and I re-upload the video like this to make it, and I do this. Okay, and I re-upload it. And what is this? It's then doing this.
First off, thank you to everyone for coming. My name is Kent Eastwood. I'm the
You can hear how the sound is much better. The picture's much better.
prosecutor. I have a prepared written statement, which I'm going to...
And this is the picture and the video quality that you guys deserve. If I'm going to go there and I'm going to be there and I'm going to waste the time to get there and do what I need to do to bring you the information, I need to bring it and be available. It needs to be available for you guys to hear and see. Hearing is most important. Seeing is next important. But if you can't hear it, why bother to listen? Or, why bother to listen? So I'm just letting you know what's going to happen. We'll let you know what's going on and why that's happening. So I am not planning on live streaming tomorrow's meeting at City Hall. I don't know if they are or not. I'm just here to tell you that it's going to be on the 3rd floor of the City Hall. It's going to be in the mayor's conference room. They don't generally live stream that. I am going to record it. But it won't be live streamed. So if there's anything crazy that happens that you need to see, it will be there. And we will be able to play it. But I am going to go there and I'll be able to reiterate to you what happens, and we will have it if it needs be. But that's what's going on. And yes, it is worth $20. It is worth $20, Stumblefoot, and I appreciate that very much. And I will put that $20 worth it. Listen, you guys watching and liking the shows and doing that YouTube pays me for that. We get paid for that. So I appreciate what you do. That's why we say you don't owe us money. You guys being here and night in and night out and doing the things that you guys do, you do help. You are putting in. It's valuetainment. Well, I heard someone say that once. It's the entertainment, it's the programming that you like. And if you get value out of it, you should put value back into it. Sometimes that means being a Patreon fan. Sometimes that means subscribing to something yearly or monthly or whatever. We don't ask you to do any of that. All we ask you to do is to show up, be here, hit the thumb, like this, like the shit, share the stuff, and do what you do. So we appreciate you guys being here each and every night and communicating with us, giving us the information. We wouldn't get half the stuff that we get if it wasn't for the people that watch this. I have deep sources that work in these places, but I also get a lot of information from you guys, and I love the chit chat back and forth. And you guys shape my view, hopefully, as much as I hopefully try to shape your views on things. And that's what I like here. I like the teamwork. That's the reason I always get mad when someone says followers. I don't look at you guys as followers. I don't look at you guys as fans. I look at you guys as my friends, my viewers. That's what I look. And so, I appreciate you guys very much. And we will be here tomorrow evening to give you a rundown on what we learned tomorrow. We'll also cover the Board of Works. I am going to attempt to go to the Board of Works tomorrow morning and keep you abreast of all of that information. We are looking in more things with Dustin Clark, and I'm starting that process. And there's a lot of stuff in the works right now. We've just got to wait for things to break and to come loose. And there's a lot of stuff going on. We are ticking closer to the end of the year, which means we're ticking closer to the start of the new year, which means 2026 election cycle. It's getting ready to get really, really busy. And we will provide you the best coverage and the best commentary and the best information possible. So thank you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful night. Have a great Wednesday. And we'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you and good night.